Hey everyone, Warwick's here. So what I wanted to do today is actually go over a kill video of ours. This is actually our second kill of Shriekwing in Castle Nathria. This is on normal. I just kind of wanted to go through and talk to the strategy that we used during this pull and kind of talk over exactly how we went through our strategy, how we went through everything, and kind of what you could possibly do if you're struggling with this boss, or if you're looking to help maybe become a raid leader, start your group in the Nathria, or working in LFR. So as you can see below, I just got this video up here that I've grabbed from my latest one. Make sure the sound is off. It is. And what I'm gonna do basically is just talk through this. Now, before we get into this, Shriekwing is a pure single target boss. So for those of you that like to have your specs set up based on the fight, you want your single target specs for this. So for me, that doesn't change anything as a Brewmaster monk, but I know for like Newall, who is our Shadow Priest, that changes things for him a little bit, as well as for Nestarius, who is our Demon Hunter. I know that both of them have talked about having to change talents depending on the fight at hand. So as you can see right off, we have 3 markers. So we marked each pillar. That way we can just kind of help people track where they are. We always mark the inside corner of these pillars. You'll see there's 2 on the back side here as well. And then the diamond is essentially about where we're going to tank him. As you can see, we run 14 men for this group. We have 4 healers, a Resto Druid, Mistweaver Monk, Resto Shaman, and actually 2 Resto Druids. We are a melee heavy team, so we have Enhancement Shaman, Arms Warrior, Sub Rogue, Demon Hunter, and Ret Paladin. And then we have Mage, Marksmanship Hunter, and Shadow Priest for our range. So we're very low on ranged. We have picked up a Warlock, so that's going to help. And Pads has talked about the possibility of going Elemental on certain fights, just to help out with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get started with this, and we'll kind of talk about each mechanic as it comes up, and then we'll talk about each of kind of the strategy that we took to it. So let's go down and play this. So you can see I get myself prepped with Rushing Jade Wind going, immediately Keg Smash, get in, Blackout Kick, Breath of Fire, and then drop everything at this point. So this right here, this Exsanguinating Bite, this is an ability that puts a bleed on your tank. And so you want to make sure that you are taunting off when your tank has this bleed, so that way your healers don't have to work overload on one particular tank. You can also see some 3 other abilities that are going to be coming here, and we'll talk about those as we get them. As you can see here, we got our range stacked up. They're kind of stacked up on white at this point. And then our melee are kind of right here on this white corner as well. This is also by it was accidental design. That way when we go to run, we can run around this as we need to. Though some people move to yellow, which is also okay, as long as you're breaking line of sight on the ear splitting shriek, which you see over here on the right side. This boss has about a 9-minute and 15-second berserk timer as well. So just be something to be aware of. We kill it, and as you can see, 6 minutes and 6 seconds. A little bit less than that. So you can see I take the bleed. There's the debuff, and Heldir, who is our guardian tank, takes this off. You can see here, right here, you can see back here with the star, over here with the circle, and then I think it was just those 2 this time. They are getting what's called echolocation. Basically what's going to happen is when you get echolocation on you, you run over, you try to put this onto the side of the room. You can see Gasm back here is over on this edge of the room. It's because you want to drop this off on the side to give yourself as much room to maneuver in the middle of this room itself. So it can be a 2, it can sometimes be 3, but you want to make sure that if you're a ranged DPS or a melee DPS, it targets everyone but tanks, you want to get out towards the edge of the corner. You can even drop it in back behind us. We're back over here, back underneath my camera, back where the boss stands. You can also drop it there, and that is okay as well. Blind Swipe, which you're going to see coming up in 3 seconds. This is an ability that targets someone random. You can see there, and he just goes in a direction, swipes in AoE. If you get hit by that, you take a lot of damage. You can see here, Newall dropped his just in behind my pet bar. Gasm dropped his over here, and then they're running back over, kind of standing in the efflorescence that one of our druids dropped, just so they can get healed up, because you do take a little bit of damage from doing this. All right, and you can see Exsanguinated removed. So what I'm going to do basically is he's casting Exsanguinating Bite, and I taunt it off of Heldir. As you can see, he gets chunked for his damage and then goes from there. And so that's basically all you do as a tank, is you just swap off when Exsanguinated Bite goes. You see one of our Shaman gets it, we get one of our Druids gets it, and then one of our Hunter gets it as well. So he Night Fade over his way here. And then this is the Ear-Splitting Shriek. As you can see, Windrush Totem was dropped to try and help Kiki, who got out a little bit out of position on this, but again, okay. You want to break line of sight on this. If you don't, you will take a debuff, and you'll see Kiki get it here. This debuff right here. And you can see it drops a pool of blood on the ground where he's going to be standing right about now. Right as I pass over it. So basically this corner is out. We dropped Windrush Totem to try and help him get over there, but didn't work. So no Exsanguinating Bite. You can see Blind Swipe we got out of the way. Rinse and Repeat. Slink and Newall got it this time. You can see they drop it here and here. Wave of Blood coming in. So go there. I'm a little slow on this taunt because I was a little bit busy trying to go from there. So, but he takes the Exsanguinating Bite off of me. So I was slow on that. That was my fault. You can see more Echolocation, 3 more. This time Pads, Kiki, and Gasm again. And here's another Ear-Splitting Shriek. The bleed drops off. You see I go to the white this time, or yellow this time, because we've got that limited mobility around white at this point. And this starts phase 2. So phase 2, you can see cast Blood Shroud. So Blood Shroud, what it does is that it allows him to basically go into stealth, and he's going to pop these white discs all over the floor. They do obey physics, so they will bounce off the walls, they'll bounce off the pillars, and basically your whole job is to avoid that and avoid the circle that you're going to see around him. So we all line of sight just to be safe. As you can see, I throw a couple of abilities just to try and get just that little bit meaky damage. You can see this red circle right here. If you get caught inside that red circle, he's going to eat you and you're going to get murdered. And you can see all these white discs. If you get caught in one of those, you're going to be horrified, and you will he'll drop one of his like ghost gargoyles on you, and you'll leave behind a pool of blood. And so if you get caught, especially in the middle, it's going to end up in a really, really bad place. So we kind of go here. We're kind of all stacked up, just kind of sitting here right now. As you can see, he starts to move our way, so we just sidestep that. Sidestep through, I roll through. Here's the Ear-Splitting Shriek. He still does this during the thing. Luckily, nobody takes it here, which is great. And as you can see, he roams the entire room. So here's another Ear-Splitting Shriek. And as you can see, nobody takes it. This really allows your healers to get their mana regen basically for free. As you can see, I am a bad one here. I take this Horrify, and I'm going to take an Ear-Splitting Shriek. No, Heldir took the Ear-Splitting Shriek, but you can see where I was at, we dropped that. Now, because of where he was at and where our tanks were at, we made the call on the fly to tank him down by arrow and axe. And it's basically just a rinse and repeat. As you can see, we've got him to around 57% when that time comes, and we really burn through him. Now, we do heroism on pull for this, so it allows us to basically try to burn phase 1 on top of all of our cooldowns as much as humanly possible. You can see our marksmanship hunters trying to get in steady shot and stuff like that. Heldir's got the bleed, so I taunt off of him, and of course I'm doing my normal big damage thing. What I don't do here all that well is I was very late on popping the Zhao. As you can see, if we go back just a few seconds, you can see it's up, like it comes up, and it's just sitting there, sitting there, sitting there. This is another 4 or 5 seconds just in what I rewound before I actually took it back. So I take the Exsanguinating Bite, Heldir pops off of me, maybe. I think he takes it after the Shriek. You can see Chonkster took one, so there's a pool of blood wherever he was at. But yeah, Heldir ends up taking it off of me, and he immediately casts another Exsanguinating Bite. I'm actually a little bit out of position here. I should be closer to where this arrow comes in. But that's just my fault, my bad positioning on this. So this is definitely my fault. You can see Heldir adjusts to me, but I should have been adjusting to him in this case. So even though this was a clean kill, our very first boss pull of the night, we were able to get it. So you can see Rorschach, Kiki, and Astarius get it. So they run it over here to the edge of the rooms. Astarius, being a demon hunter, gets there very, very fast. He actually metas in because he had meta up. So here's Ear-Splitting Shriek number 2 in this phase. As you can see, nobody takes it, so allows our healers to kind of get the raid basically back up to full. And we didn't kill him fast enough to get a second, to avoid a second phase. And if you kill him fast enough, you do avoid this phase a second time. And as you can see, Gasm right there with me trying to get a little bit more damage put out, but it's not much, and we don't get him below 1.6 mil. So this is just a rinse and repeat. Like, this is pretty much what you do on this fight. As you can see, we're kind of in a weird position, so I have to roll through. Some people take a little bit of damage for this. 3 people take the blood. So we have a lot of blood you can see now in the middle of the room. Here's another ear-splitting shriek. And luckily nobody gets hit by that one. But you can see there's a lot of blood in the middle of the room now, which is going to limit our ability to go. So what I'm looking at doing is I'm kind of making the decision right now to tank him basically back over here. And I'm going to pull him back a little bit, pull him back I think a little bit. Well, nope, right here's where we're tanking him. And I kind of turn him so that melee can position a little bit for the ear-splitting shriek. Haldir and I can get out there for the ear-splitting shriek really quickly as well, because it's coming up in, at this point, 30 seconds, which I don't know if we actually get another one off. I think we kill him before this. So we get a big blind swipe in this phase. Sanguinating Bite goes on Haldir. I tank it off. Tanks for this fighter have it very, very easy. And you can see we get him down before the next ear-splitting shriek goes off. We just kind of leave it on the echolocation and just go. They still move out. You can see they don't necessarily go as far with it, so they can kind of get back to doing DPS as fast as possible. And we make a very clean kill here as we get ear-splitting shriek. Actually, we do get it right here. I thought we did get one more. And then we just kind of go in there and Haldir grabs him and we finish the fight. So that's kind of what Shriekwing is. It's just a matter of, it's kind of like a semi-DPS check. Of course, you can see I get some nice fat leg upgrades there. And overall, this fight is just very, very straightforward. It's really, really kind of simple once you start to figure out the mechanics. It's just going to be a matter of breaking the line of sight and how you manage your blood pools. If you do that well, this is going to be a very easy fight for you. If you don't do it well, you're going to struggle. So that's the Shriekwing fight overview, guys. We'll be doing Huntsman Altador here soon. I'll be putting that up over the next few days. And as we get more boss kills on some other ones that are a lot cleaner than our first kill videos, which you can see on the playlist that I have going for YouTube, I'll do up other bosses as well. So we'll do Huntsman Altador. I still got the Windwalker video that'll be getting done here soon. So be on the lookout for the channel. I've got some content coming to you guys. So until then, everyone, stay safe, wear your mask, and I will see you next time.